Welcome back to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Vikings get ready for their Big Sky Conference home opener this Saturday at Hillsboro Stadium. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff. You can see the game on Pluto TV, channel 532, and watch bigsky.com. Just go to govikes.com. You can find all the links right there. And the Vikings returning home for 2 games, and these are 2 pretty darn important games, obviously after an opening loss to conference play. So there's got to be a little bit of excitement, a little bit of motivation going on here in practice. How's your team approaching it after a loss to Idaho State?
Yeah, not the outcome we wanted last week, Mike, but we're focused. We've got to make sure we don't make the same mistakes twice that we made at Holt Arena.
All right, at Holt Arena, the Vikings lose that one 51-24. The Bengals come out with a very strong passing attack and got some early touchdowns, got the Vikings down by a big margin, and then it was just too big of an uphill climb. Although the second half, the Vikings actually outscored the Bengals, but just couldn't quite get the job done.
Yeah, the hole was too deep. You know, we stepped in quicksand, didn't get out of it, Mike. Idaho State had a very fast start, made some great plays, and came up on the short end, you know. We fought back in the second half. I like how they responded in the second half, but we have to finish drives, and we can't give up the big play.
All right, and as we look at Southern Utah, here's a team that likes to throw the football. In fact, you look at their run-pass stats, they throw the ball a lot, so it's kind of a gut check for the Viking defense that gave up some yards and some touchdowns there at Idaho State. What's the preparation been like so far?
Making sure we have the right people in the right spot, Mike, making sure we're healthy on the defensive side. And, you know, I think they got a little dose of humility as a group, you know, because they're playing well. They're playing strong up till last week. So but there's a lot of pride over there, and there's some good football players. So I like how they responded the last 2 days of practice, and I'm anxious to see them on Saturday.
All right, you mentioned a key word right there, and that's health. And this time of the year, you get into the middle of the season. I'm not going to ask you about specific injuries, but obviously everyone has injuries. Portland State does, Southern Utah does. What do you do as a coaching staff, knowing from week to week a couple guys are going down, maybe a couple guys are coming back? What types of adjustments do you have to make to kind of have a seamless transition when you lose a guy and bring another guy in?
A little bit of a juggling act, Mike, but, you know, you make sure that second group's always getting reps to prepare them for the injuries, and we do it. Like everybody, we're a little banged up right now, but next man up. We recruited to depth here now, so we're not going to have the drop-off that we've had in the past, but you will see some new guys out there who are going to be expected to step up this week.
All right, as we look at Southern Utah defensively, they have given up a few yards, they've given up some points, but the one thing they've done is force a lot of turnovers. In fact, they've forced 10 turnovers so far this season, 7 fumbles. They've been very effective at that, and they have played an extremely challenging schedule. They do have a win over Stephen F. Austin, but they come in at 1-4. Talk a little bit, as the guy calling the plays, talk a little bit about that defense you're going to see from Southern Utah.
Their head coach, Demario Warren, has a lot to do with the defense. He's a defensive head coach, and he's a hell of a coach. So they always have a twist for you. They always play hard. They always come up with something creative. I remember a few years back he had something for the read option that everybody runs. It took everybody out of it. Everybody was copying for a couple years. But there'll be something there, and they're living off turnovers. Again, they're doing a nice job in that category, and it's keeping them in games.
All right, and the Vikings, no turnovers in games 3 and 4. Did have one in game 5, and that proved to be costly. Gave up a touchdown off that interception. What types of things do you do to prevent or to prepare your team to avoid turnovers, maybe especially going against a team that's forcing a lot?
You make them aware of it, Mike, but, you know, the one in Holt Arena, that was tough. Call the same play again. Good protection. Good quarterback, you know, guy with good hands, and ball tipped off his hands, and Idaho State made a nice play. Can't take those away, just keep going, but we addressed them, we showed it to them, we learned from it, you know, maybe run this route a little different here. Here's where the hole's going to be, maybe just educate them a little bit more on offense, of where the defense is going to be, that type of thing. But, and that take care of the football. You know, we do drills every day with anybody that's going to touch it to take care of the football. Just got to keep that going.
All right, as we look ahead to this Saturday's game, finally, for the first time, students on campus. We'll have some students at the game. Want to get a lot of energy in that stadium. The crowd should be up a bit. It is Big Sky Conference play. Very, very important game. Give us the keys to victory for Portland State.
We must, like you already mentioned, we have to run the football. Like you said, Mike, we have to win the turnover battle. We lost it last week. We lost the football game. That's critical. And looking from on the offensive side, when we get down the red zone, finish drives, and one more, and this week we'll have 4, is we have to take away the big play on defense.
All right, there it is, Viking fans. The game this Saturday, Hillsborough Stadium, 2 p.m. You can find all the links, all the information for Viking football at GoVikes.com.